You're parked outside a grocery store for 10 minutes. Or maybe you're driving home, nothing dramatic, just normal traffic. Then out of nowhere, bang, your car gets hit, you look up, and the other driver is already gone. No apology, no insurance card, no easy fix. Just damage, confusion, and that sinking feeling that this is about to become your problem. And that's the part people don't see coming. A hit and run doesn't just mess up your bumper or your door. It can quietly drain your money if you don't handle the next few minutes the right way. Not because you did anything wrong, but because these situations get expensive fast when details are missing, reports get delayed, or your coverage isn't what you thought it was. When people talk about hit and runs after the fact, the same patterns keep coming up. They wish they had slowed down and documented more. They wish they had called sooner. They wish they understood their policy before they needed it. And by then, it's too late to prepare. If you want real-world tips that can save you from situations like this, subscribe, because this kind of stuff matters a lot more than most drivers realize. The first mistake is pure instinct. A lot of people freeze for a few seconds or they get so angry they want to chase the other driver. Don't. If you get hit, your first job is safety. Check yourself, check passengers, and get out of danger if you can do it safely. If someone's hurt, call emergency services. If the car is creating a hazard and it's safe to move, move it. But don't let the scene disappear before you capture it. And your first reaction here can either protect you or cost you. The moment after impact is when the best evidence still exists. Take photos right away. Wide shots, close shots, the road, the lane, skid marks, broken pieces, paint transfer, nearby signs, traffic lights, storefronts, anything that helps show what happened and where. If you saw even part of the other car, say it out loud into your phone while it's still fresh. Color, make, SUV or sedan, missing headlight, partial plate, direction it went. Small details sound useless in the moment, but they can matter later. Here, that's the frustrating part. A lot of people only photograph the damage on their own car. That's not enough. The surroundings matter too. If it happened in a parking lot, look around for cameras on nearby businesses, building entrances, garages, or even doorbell cams facing the street. If it happened on the road, note the closest intersection and any traffic cameras or businesses nearby. Most drivers don't think about this until it actually happens. And by then, hours have passed, people leave, footage gets harder to track down, and memories get fuzzy. This next step matters more than people think. If anyone nearby saw it, get their name and contact info before they disappear. Not a long interview, just enough so they can be reached later. A witness who can confirm the other driver left the scene can make a huge difference, especially when the claim starts turning into a he said, she said situation without the he. And if nobody saw the impact itself, even someone who saw the car speeding away can still help. Now, to be fair, I'm not saying every situation plays out the same. Sometimes the other vehicle is gone so fast you barely register what happened. Sometimes it's dark or raining or you're shaken up. That's real. But even in messy situations, giving yourself a clean record of the scene is one of the best ways to protect your wallet. The next place people lose money is the reporting delay. They wait, maybe because they're hoping the damage looks minor. Maybe because they don't want rates to go up. Maybe because they assume there's no point if the other driver is gone. That delay can come back to bite you. Filing a police or incident report, depending on the situation and your local rules, can help create a record that the damage happened when and how you said it did. And for some claims, that report matters a lot. Laws and deadlines vary by state, so you do need to know your local requirements, but the big mistake is assuming you can handle it later whenever you feel like it. And this is where most people lose money. They think the repair is the whole problem. It is. There can be towing, rental car costs, missed work, a deductible medical bills if you feel pain later, and arguments over what coverage actually applies. A hit and run can turn into a paperwork problem just as much as a body shop problem. That's why insurance awareness matters before anything happens. Not because anybody loves reading policies, but because a lot of drivers assume they're covered for things they're not. In many cases, uninsured motorist coverage can help when a hit-and-run driver causes injuries, and in some places there's also coverage for property damage. Collision coverage may be what pays to fix your own car after a hit-and-run, depending on your policy and where you live. That's the frustrating part. The answer isn't always simple, and it isn't the same for everybody. So the smart move is to know three things before you ever need them. Do you have collision coverage? Do you have uninsured motorist coverage? And what's your deductible? Because this is where things get expensive fast. If your deductible is high and the damage is moderate, that changes how a claim feels financially. If you don't know what coverage you carry, you're making decisions under stress with incomplete information. And when you do call your insurer, do it with your notes in front of you. Time, location, photos, witness contacts, report number, what you remember and what you don't. Be clear, be factual, don't guess. Don't fill in blanks just because you feel pressured to sound certain. A clean, consistent explanation helps more than a dramatic one. Also, keep track of who you spoke with and when. That sounds boring, but it can save you a lot of back and forth later. One more thing that gets missed all the time: your body. Some hit-and-run victims don't feel pain until later because adrenaline is doing its thing. I'm not saying every sore neck turns into a major claim, but if you're hurt, document that too and get checked out. Waiting too long can make the whole situation harder to sort out medically and financially. If you've ever dealt with a hit-and-run, I'd like to hear what happened, especially what you wish you knew in those first 10 minutes. A lot of the best protection advice comes from real drivers who learned the hard way. What people usually wish they'd done earlier is actually pretty simple. Keep proof of insurance easy to reach. Have your phone ready to document. Consider a dash cam if you drive a lot or park in busy areas. Know your deductible. Know what your policy actually covers. And if something happens, don't let anger make the decisions. Calm, quick documentation beats panic almost every time. You can't control someone else panicking and driving off. You can't control whether a stranger decides to do the right thing. But you can control how prepared you are, how fast you respond, and how well you protect your side of the story. And that response can make a big financial difference. Stick around if you want more practical ways to protect yourself, avoid costly mistakes, and make smarter decisions with your car before something expensive catches you off guard.